play. Well, this is day 2 of the World Cup, or the review of it. Actually, it's the 3rd day and stuff. But this is the day 2 results. I'm going to go over them, talk about the 3 games that we had. That was South Korea over Greece, Argentina versus Nigeria, and England versus the United States. The first one we're going with is the surprise of the day, and that was South Korea's 2-0 victory over Greece. Greece looked very lackluster in this. It almost seemed like they were just happy to be there. You go into it in the 7th minute, Lee Jung-soo fired, or more or less tapped in a shot against an open goal. That was a unguarded net. That was a great assist from Ki Sung-young, off the free kick. And that was nice to see, and that was in the 7th minute, so that was pretty early in the game. Later on in the 52nd minute, Park Ji-sung intercepted a bad pass from Torcidis. He blew by 2 defenders, went in there, and then made Alexandros Soevas, made him look really bad and scored that. As I said, Greece was outshot 17-6. South Korea looked very good, and for all South Koreans out there that may be watching this, 안녕하세요 and 감사합니다. So I spent a year in South Korea, and like what I saw, they could have ran it up. You gotta think though that poor Greek goaltender, man, was getting hammered. Okay, on to the second game. We had Argentina in a close one with Nigeria. Argentina did pull this one out. They scored in the 6th minute. This was who was it? Gabriel Heinz scored a diving header, actually, from the corner kick there by Juan Sebastian Veron. And this is kind of a big thing, because in the last 10 games in like the World Cup, the big things, Argentina has not scored a goal in regular play. They've done it all in the extended things, the corner kicks, free kicks, all this other stuff where there's actually set up. It just hasn't been like a ongoing thing, plays, or it's all been set up. Now Messi, he looked good. He's running around doing everything, but again, he was held scoreless, missing both of his shots. So, and Argentina did outshoot Nigeria 20 to 12. It was a great overall game for the poor Nigerian goalie there, Vincent Ayama. He had 6 saves. It was a very busy day for him. Argentina was on that side for what seemed like most of the game. So he was actually, he might be somebody to look into. If you get like a point per save kind of thing, or points every couple saves, depending on what league you're in. If you're doing that, poor guy got hammered. And obviously, the game of the day was England versus the United States, and that wound up being a 1-1 draw, tie, however you want to put it. Nobody had a clean sheet in this one. You look, England is a notoriously slow-starting team, or at least that's what they said. And then they come out in the 3rd minute. Stephen Gerrard blows by Ricardo Clark to get one past Howard. And you're watching this, and you're thinking to yourself, one, the U.S. looks like a bunch of amateurs, and 2, England's about to run this score up to like 7-0 because they have a point to prove. Rooney's running around looking evil. Now, here's my thing with Rooney, and you guys can tell me if this is true, but I heard from a good source. Buddy Joe on the street told me this. He was kicked out of a rugby league because he was too rough. So now he's playing soccer. Go figure. Clint Dempsey comes back. He gets the tying goal in the 40th minute off a hard shot, but it was deflected off of the goalie, Robert Green. Now, Robert Greene, unfortunately for him, he is getting crucified for missing this pass. Now, he was set up. It was just he was set up more at an angle, and when it hit him, when it deflected, it went in the goal. It was a hard shot. Dempsey crushed that shot, and he's the only American to actually score in 2 World Cup events. Brian McBride is the other one. So when you see that, you're like, hey, now this was a very emotional and very chippy game, as 6 yellow cards were issued, 3 by each team. You could tell. I mean, there were slide tackles they weren't slide tackles, man. Dude was putting his cleat right on dude's ankle. You're like, oh my God. One England dude, Sherwin Williams or Wilson Phillips, I don't know, this is what a hyphenated name, got kicked in the face, man. You're watching, you're like, how is this even? This is soccer, man. This is just rugby. Only you can't use your hands, man. They're kicking each other, stomping each other, diving up, slamming a hip into dude's ribs. It was a very physical match. England had numerous chances, it seemed, and they seemed to be on the United States side most of the game, 57% of the time. Every time you looked, you were like, wow. Individually, you could see that England was taking control, and they had those. They had the talent. The talent is not to be denied on England's side. And I know you're going to slam poor old Green for allowing that 1 goal. And they did outshoot the U.S. 18-12. But we have Howard in goal, and that dude is huge, and he can dive left, dive right, do a whole lot of stuff. Now in the 65th minute, Jose Altidore hit a great shot that should have went in, but it was a diving one-hand deflection from Green to keep the U.S. from winning the game there, or at least taking the lead. England really did press the issue late. You could see them really trying to get that in because, let's face it, with England being the better team and stuff like that, they were expected to win, or they expected themselves to win, and they see draw as almost a loss. Now, I think that's pretty much all I have on this. I don't see either one of these teams losing in further rounds. Well, in their group play. I don't mean like play in Spain. Those I'm talking in their group play. So it's going to be interesting. I see both of them advancing. We'll see how that goes, and in the further games, and how they do from there. All right. Well, hey, this is the day 2 update. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to keep seeing these, you keep clicking in. And for the 30+ members that are in my soccer league that I have going on right now, Bigragu's Meatballs. Some of you guys are cheating. That's all I know. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, there's some definite. Someone's got inside information. That's all I'm saying. All right. Well, hey, this is Bigragu. I'm out.